What springs to mind when you hear the term atmospheric game, in my opinion, is the game's ability to transport you into its world through the combination of good sound, visual design, and ambience, and the certain mood it evokes that sticks with you even after all is said and done. My name is Chris, and this is my top 10 of the most atmospheric games of all time.
Dear Esther, I've lost track of how long I've been here, and how many visits I have made overall.
Dear Esther is art in the form of a video game, more like an interactive fiction narrative. It is set on a long-abandoned Scottish island. Its haunting, solitary atmosphere will grab a hold of you as you make your way from shore to hilltop and as you descend into its mesmerizing caves while uncovering the island's story.
Phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide.
It is a very emotional and enigmatic journey that truly deserves your time. The setting for the open-world survival game DayZ is the post-apocalyptic countryside of Chernobyl, a fictional post-Soviet state. The massive 225-kilometer world is beautiful and believable. The immediate sense of dread sticks with you from the moment you spawn with no gear and no way to defend yourself until you're fully geared and armed to the teeth. Whether you're strolling through the woods, countryside, or city centers, besides zombies, you never know when you're going to run into other people, most of them choosing to shoot first and ask questions later. The ever-constant fear of being ambushed by bandits adds to the atmosphere DayZ. There are not a lot of games on this list that can transport emotions through a single frame such as DayZ, so here are some of my DayZ memories.
Hallelujah.
Art Deco or Art Nouveau, dark and claustrophobic, or bright and celestial. It was a tough choice between Infinite and the first BioShock. Both games deserve a place on this list. But the main reason I chose Columbia over Rapture is, well...
City at the bottom of the ocean. Ridiculous.
No. The floating city of Columbia is beautiful. From the neoclassical architecture to the amazing vistas, it's mesmerizing, and even though at first it might feel like a utopia, it quickly reveals its dark secrets and the mood changes dramatically. BioShock Infinite is an overall great package. A last hurrah from the developer Irrational Games that went defunct the following year. But what they managed to accomplish is one of the most refreshing first-person shooters of its time, and one of the most memorable and impactful narrative in recent gaming history. There used to be a time when Valve made games with revolutionary gameplay, great story, and awesome atmosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, Half-Life 2. Awesome. Now, they just care about hats. Limbo. The minimalistic monochromatic presentation of this 2D side-scroller is disturbing and truly scary at times. It manages to evoke the very distinctive feeling that no other game before it managed to accomplish. The overall look and feel of the game has been associated with film noir and German expressionism by various journalists and reviewers. The lighting, film grain, the background noise, and the lack of music all add to the eerie and tense atmosphere. The odd feeling you get while traversing this strange realm remains with you for a while even after you shut the game down.
Alright, everyone, we're here. Sinking our orbit now.
All this trouble over that chunk of rock.
At the time I'm making this video, I cannot believe that this game is 7 years old. It held up brilliantly. Yeah, the visuals show a few rough edges here and there, but with updated textures and better AA, this game would be awesome even if it would be released today. Dead Space takes place in the year 2414 on board the starship USG Ishimura after a distress call is made during a deep space mining operation. What can I say about the atmosphere in Dead Space? Well, if Resident Evil, Ridley Scott's Alien, and John Carpenter's The Thing had an unholy baby, this would be it. The frightening, disturbing, bone-chilling, nightmare-inducing atmosphere of Dead Space never turns off. You always have the sense of dread. This is enhanced by the level of immersion in the game, thanks to its integrated HUD display that includes the map system, inventory, communication, and everything relevant to the player is shown through it. The health bar is located on the spine, as well as the stasis gauge. The ammo counter is also projected above each gun, so there's no break in the immersion at any time. The strongest aspect of Dead Space is without doubt its sound design. From ambient sounds of the Ishimura, to the necromorph's shrieks and growls, to the amazing vacuum environment effects.
Entering vacuum.
The events in Fallout 4 take place in post-apocalyptic Boston, 200 years after the nuclear war. It's a wonderful universe to explore and get lost in. Design and gameplay-wise, it is similar to its predecessors. The 1950s vibe is still present, but the use of a wider color palette is welcome. Some Fallout fans were not pleased with the changes, saying that it hurts the atmosphere and it doesn't stay true to the Fallout universe. I disagree. The dynamic weather system is a nice addition. The atmosphere intensifies when radiation storms hit, and as you run for cover to avoid receiving an increased amount of rads. The world of Fallout 4 is really nicely done. You can spend hours upon hours just roaming the land without doing any main story missions and still have an amazing experience. There is no doubt Remedy makes awesome cinematic games, and the psychological thriller / survival horror game Alan Wake makes no exception.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident!
Alan Wake has an electrifying atmosphere due to the setting, great sound design, and narrative. The level designers made the fictional small town of Bright Falls, Washington and surrounding woods a truly memorable and scary place to be. In my opinion, besides having an intense atmosphere, Alan Wake is among the most underrated games of all time. In space, no one can hear you scream. That was the tagline used back in 1979 to promote the first Alien movie directed by Ridley Scott. Alien Isolation takes place roughly 15 years after the events in the movie. The developers went through painstaking efforts to recreate the atmosphere from the 80s idea of futuristic space travel and technology. They even recorded game elements onto VHS tapes and re-imported them into the game for authenticity. The art direction is spot on and the attention to detail is highly commendable. Everything from the musical score to the sound design stays true to the original vision in Ridley Scott's Alien. setting is the trading station of Sevastopol, and oh boy will you remember your experience on board, cause it's probably gonna haunt your dreams after your Alien Isolation playthrough. The use of lighting and fog in this game is sublime. Overall visually, it's one of the best on this list. Sound-wise, the sounds of the xenomorph are not placed randomly. When you can hear it up in the vents or far away, he is actually physically there, moving around looking for ways to find you. Truly stressful, hair-raising, heart-stopping game. Brilliant.
I tried calling my family, but couldn't get through. What the? What happened?
There are countless post-apocalyptic games out there, but Metro Last Light is in a league of its own.
I heard about this place. That plane was headed into Moscow when the whole city caught fire.
Last Light is not an average first-person shooter. It leans towards survivor horror with an emphasis on stealth gameplay. It's a masterly crafted experience that will take you on a roller coaster of emotions. It draws you in with its intense atmosphere and never lets go. It will shock, scare, depress, thrill, and will even make you laugh.
Let go! What did I tell you? Allez! Stupid freak! Allez! Where are you? Get back! Where, you dumb freak?
Ah, the Bolshoi theater. The attention to detail is outstanding. Dmitry Glukovsky's Metro universe is an astonishing setting, from the claustrophobic tunnels underneath Moscow to its irradiated and desolate surface. The developers did a spectacular job in every department. Stunning visuals, good sound design, engaging narrative. Overall, Last Light provides an immersive and unforgettable experience. This game should pop up among the very first results when you type in the term atmospheric game in any online search engine. It is that good.